Hello all, it's just Paul in the shed again. Alright, I'll turn you around what's on the topic today. New arrival, did a basic clean, and it's something that just wanted to pick up, right price, and it needs some work. Alright, so what are we looking at? We're looking at a Uniden AX-144, very similar but some difference inside to the President P-144. This one is the Australian delivery radio, and it came in 40 channels. This one has a bit of an issue with the display if you haven't already picked it up. It's in the channel block, I believe. I've seen this before, where something that has been in a boat or something similar, which this has been in the weather, this radio. But the first things that we notice are that the I'll put you in AM, we're in AM. If we go TX, there's no TX meter. See how the meter just moves? Okay, so I'm hopefully going to go through and show you how to fix that today. If we look at I'll just bring it up on the counter. So it's a bit off, okay. It's about 200 hertz off. And as far as power goes, we've got around about 6 or 7 watts. That obviously needs to be adjusted. SSB is around about the 11 watts PEP. I'll just jiggle around with this channel selector. Bear with it. Alright, first easy fix. This was, the shaft was a bit loose, so I've done that up. Okay, well, we've still got the problem. Just bear with us. Alright, bit more tightening, bit of IPA. It's a lot better. We've got bright controls on there, NBA and LPA, all the normal stuff. It's got a quick to channel 9. Okay. Alright, we're on the lower sideband. It's all the AM work from the USA. I'll just pull the covers off. Alright, the covers are off. Now, the first thing I notice is when I touch the ribbon, we start getting the disappearance. So my suspicion is that I just need to run some heat over that. So I'll heat up the soldering iron and we'll just do a quick redo on that ribbon, which is a bit of an issue. First thing I notice is the old what are they, 10 volt 1000s here and here. These have to be removed and replaced. You can see all the old low voltage capacitors. That's not my focus at the moment. The focus at the moment is to get that right and the meter. So we'll attempt to do the meter first. Alright, we're here. So what am I going to do? The first task is obviously to get this meter right. And what we're going to do is You see this screw that's in here? Let's see if we can get it closer. Alright, that's better. That screw we need to turn. But the first thing I need to do is dissolve, see this red sealant behind it, it's a Loctite. I need to dissolve that, and I'm going to use some modelling thinners on the end of a cotton wool bud, and we're going to just dab this area. Now, what I need to do in preparing for this is cut this plastic film away from the edge and around here, and that will expose the meter screw and give me room to work on. So bear with us, I'm going to use a cutting knife to do that. Okay, plastic's removed from the top of the meter. So I'm now going to use a paintbrush, which I have here, very fine one, and I'm going to use some thinners. I'm just going to dab on the area with the brush. Okay, as you can see, I've dissolved the Loctite, and that's ready for the first go at adjusting that screw. Alright, so this is how you fix it. You put your screwdriver into the screw and you turn it. See how the meter's just, I'm turning this probably very, very slowly. Meter's going up. Just wait until it, and then wait until it drops. Here we go. There we go. It's dropped. So that should be fine now. So let's do a carrier. Oh, look at that. Meter's working. Okay. That's how you do a meter. Now let's go back to SSB. Okay, let's just check. Oola, oola. And there we see, the meter is now working from a dead meter. Now it's just patience, okay? Now I'm doing this with it switched on, only to show you guys. Normally I do this off, and I use my magnifying glass, okay? But for the purposes of this, many people have asked me, how do you free up a meter? This is one of the easier ones. Okay. So now I just need to go over this area here. I'll just show you in a second. This is where the ribbon cable joins. Looks like someone's been in there before. I'm just going to heat up this and re-solder to try and get rid of some of these dry joints. Okay, I've done this row for the header. So I removed the solder and redid the solder. And as you can see, there is still, you've got to be very mindful of how close the tracks are to each other. I'm now going to get my toothbrush out and hit that with isopropyl alcohol and clean it. I've shown you that before. I'll be back in a second after I've done that. Okay, there you go. That header is now cleaned up. It's better than factory. I've got all the flux out in between the solder pads. And as you can see, there is nothing touching each other. I'll just take the magnifier away and give you some idea of the area that we're looking at. Come on, focus. And there it is right there. I'm noticing right here, that's looking pretty suspect as well. I'm just going to go over this whole area and redo the solder. Alright, so I finished that exercise. Channel selector is perfect. So my suspicions were correct, and I actually found a dry joint on the board, well actually several, and if we zoom in, where did I find it? Right there. So that was a a dry joint. How can you tell? A lot of the time they're a darker solder, and they separate from the board. When I undid the solder on this, the track was actually halfway lifted up, so maybe that was done at factory, and over the years it's just oxidized inside. Alright, so very simple job, all cleaned, done now, and the selector is 100% and the meter is 100% as well. So if we go through this, we'll get back to the call channel. On lower sideband. Pick up the right microphone. Let's get a radio check. Anybody out there, give us a radio check, please. Radio check. Radio check for YouTube. Come on, guys. Oh, it's obviously a difficult time of day. Let's have a look. Here we go. Breaker, can I get a radio check? Can I get a radio check, please? Anyway, it's all working again. So there you go. Radio that's come in, quick detail, a few issues. The radio's now 100%. Meter's working, transmit and RX. The channel selector's working 100% as well. And I'll just go through and give it a very minor tune and just get that AM power down to about 4.5 watts, and we'll take it from there. Hope you enjoyed that, how to fix a sticky meter on a Uniden / President / whatever else. It works on nearly every radio that I've repaired. Incidentally, the Realistic below had exactly the same problem. The only radios that don't seem to have the problems are the Cybernet GEs or Mark 1 Cybernet meters. But just about every other meter that I've come across has the same problem. You've just got to be gentle and be very careful about it. And that will save you having to buy another meter, which they're getting quite expensive now. Thank you. This has been Pull It Apart Paul for another edition of radio repairs and restorations.